Okay, we're going to take another segment out of my book called Before the Sale, and it's going to be about achieving your goal. And you know, a lot of people they have goals, but they're in their mind, which will only stay in their mind typically. A goal needs to be written. It needs to be viewed constantly. So I'm going to say there's a good handful of people that accomplish that part because they've read every book. Every book talks about the same thing. We're going to set a goal. We're going to write it down, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to chisel at it. Now, chiseling at it to me is chiseling at it daily. If you have the goal and you have it out of your head and written down, now it's time to take the opportunity to set the other goal, which is how much time are you going to give that a day? An hour, a half hour, whatever it is. If it's consistent, after about 3 months, some people say 2 weeks. I'm saying 3 months. After 3 months, it becomes a habit. It's habitual. You're going to be you're going to be chiseling at it a half hour or an hour a day, every day, for 3 months. It's going to form a habit. And it's going to give you the momentum you need to accomplish that goal. Now, a goal without a strong enough why is only it's going to take as long as it's naturally going to take, organically take as you're chiseling at it. But when you have a strong enough why, you're going to getting to your goal is going to be like steroids. And let me give an example of that. When I was a young little guy, I was about 17 years old, and I went into I was in the flower business previous to that when I was about 15 years old, and I was sweeping the floors in the flower shop, learning the whole industry, and I did it. And my goal was I'm gonna open up a flower shop someday. So that was a goal out of my head, written down, and it was something I was going to do. I mean, I didn't see it happening until I was 20 or 21, but it was definitely a goal. And but what happened was we had a family crisis. There was a financial situation in my family, and we needed extra income. Okay, so that became my why. And my why was stronger than the goal. So my why became on steroids. When I was 17, I opened up my first flower shop. Not because I wanted to, because my why was that strong. So that example, I'm going to give you another analogy of when years later we opened up another business. My son wanted to be in the consumer credit industry, which I've spoken about in previous segments, because I relate to that business because my son's in it. And I needed to get him to the next level. He needed to take my course. He needed to be the before the sale testimony. But I did it for him. I got his feet in the doors, and I went out and sold, and I got educated on the industry, and I brought him to the next level. And now, of course, he's on his own, sharing the wisdom we have and the wisdom I have in that I put in my book, and he's used that. But the point is, he wanted to go in that industry. I had no desire, but because it was my son, I went into it for a period of time to get him to that level. That was my why. See, my son was my why. His success was my why. If he wrote it down on a piece of paper and he didn't chisel at it, or really was just taking it slow. No, he decided to not go to college and to do this industry, and I decided, well, I don't want to be supporting this kid every day or every week, so I'm going to help him get to that level, and that's exactly what we did. So you need a strong why. What's your why? Well, is it you've put it out there? That's a great to do. When you have a goal to say to your core friends, people you respect, that this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it by December of 2015. Well, you've put it out there. Now you're going to disappoint a lot of people. So that's a great way of accomplishing a goal, to speak it. Words can do a lot. Sharing with people as you're going through your life and your business what your intention is and what you're going to do. When you do that spreads out. Napoleon Hill says that your words are alive, and they take on another level when it gets into people's heads. Because things start to gravitate towards you. It's like magic. When you speak it out, it gravitates towards you. So I definitely recommend one of your whys be that you need to do it financially. You know, some of us don't need to do that. But whatever that goal is, get that why down and then speak it out. Put it out there so it's visible and people can hear it. So that being said, when you have your why, which is the goal on steroids, if you're able to take action, everyday action gets momentum. Momentum will get you where you need to be. You're going to accomplish that goal a lot quicker than just it being in your head, just it being on a piece of paper. Now you're taking action, and action is the key. There are many, many, many books that you can read on goal setting. Napoleon Hill is a fantastic book to read. The Power of Focus is a great book to read. There's many, many books, but you know, a lot of times your books become a collection. Anthony Robbins, phenomenal. I mean, I've listened to him since I was a kid. Sometimes in other people, they become a collection. They don't move from the collection. They've read the book. They've listened to the tapes, but they don't take action. Okay, so sometimes I like to say, I hope my book, when you read it, is the book that takes you to the next level because you were ready. It's not going to be the content of the book. There's phenomenal books out there. I've probably read 1,000 books. There's phenomenal books out there. But maybe when you read mine, it's your time. You're ready. You know, it's like an alcoholic. You know, they can go to all the classes they want. You can push them. You can do anything you want. But when they're not ready, they're not ready. When they're ready, they're going to get the help they need. Well, it's the same thing with accomplishing a goal. When you're ready to actually take action towards it, or when you read a good book and you're ready to take action towards the steps it showed you, well, then you're ready. So I hope you're ready when you read Before the Sale.